What's up, everyone? Welcome back for the 5th episode of the Tap Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tim. I'm joined by Al.
Hello, as always. One and all.
Ghost of the Internet, Chris.
What's going on?
Today we have a very exciting episode for you.
It's exciting because we have the Nomad.
Yes, this whole episode is going to surround our table prop.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
How many batteries did that take?
I'm going to say at least 4,
Okay.
but probably more because I know the Game Gear took 6 and lasted 2 hours.
This last is just a minute.
Yeah, just turn it on and just die instantly. But anyways, let's keep it on the rails. So yeah, how's your guys' week been?
Mine's been good. Caught up with an old friend, and that's always good. And just going through the paces, so to speak. Got a lot of good content, a lot of new content that we worked on.
It's been a tiring week.
But it's all for the better.
How about your week, Chris? How was
Pretty much consumed by work. Nothing exciting, really.
it? Yeah, my week was pretty sweet up until this morning. My basement flooded,
Oh, yeah.
so it's like a fucking murder scene down there. But anyways, so like we start every show, we start off with what we've been playing. Start with Chris.
Alright. So this week I managed to beat Dead Rising 3, the last agent. It's the 4th episode and final episode of Dead Rising 3's DLC.
Nice.
It definitely has the best story of all of them. And for that reason alone, it's probably worth picking up. The weapons and the new vehicle, they're okay, but I feel like they exhausted their best ideas in previous episodes as far as the weapons and the vehicles go. So
Yeah, I still gotta get around to playing Dead Rising 3. But Al, what about you? You been playing anything?
Surprisingly, I haven't played much in terms of consoles. What I have been playing is just a lot of mobile games. So, like, I downloaded and played Superhero Mania, which is like it's like a puzzle game where you like they give you a picture and you try to uncover what superhero it is, and you put in the letters to figure it out.
Right. That sounded a lot more exciting in the title.
And then I've done some 90s trivia.
That game, like, I think I know what you're talking about. Is that the game where, like, if you don't know it, you can, like, ask Facebook, be like, what is this?
Yeah, well, the thing
They've made that game 100 fucking times. It was called, like, Icon Mania, then it was, like, something else Mania, like, it's fucking tired.
Well, the thing that blows about it is, well, and there's good reason, I'm sure that they did this, is that you have to, like, put in, like, you have to pay for tokens to, like, either, like, take letters away to make it easier for you to guess, or, like, skip to another puzzle, you have to pay for it.
Well,
So
it's a free-to-play game.
yeah, so it was kind of BS, but it was still fun just to guess and find out who some of these people were, because some of it had to do with like Japanese anime, and I'm totally bad at that. So, but yeah, beyond that, I haven't really put forth a good effort in the console gaming. I mean, I only have Titanfall for Xbox One. I need to wait and see what else is out there, because I love Titanfall, but you can only get so much Titanfall in.
Yeah, that's all I played this week.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get kind of bored with it. So I'm definitely with you on that. I need something new. So I don't know. I think Tomb Raider's on sale today for $30. I might buy that.
Nice.
But probably not. So, all right. Moving on. We transition into what we've been watching. I've actually been watching a shitload of stuff this week, so I will go last.
okay.
Why don't you go ahead, Chris?
Let's start with that.
Let's see, what did I watch? The Walking Dead.
Carl!
Yeah.
I gotta get that guttural in.
Every time.
I don't really think I watched anything else.
Watched Arrow.
Didn't I mention that?
Did you?
I thought I said Arrow. Walking Dead and Arrow? No.
Nah. It's like deja vu.
I think you went to go say
Because it's
Arrow,
like
and then Al did Garl.
Oh,
I
maybe.
just distracted you.
It happens.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for me. So,
Thoughts on Arrow?
it's definitely getting interesting. Looking forward to this week's episode, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Looks like we'll finally get to see.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, spoiler. Sorry.
Thanks, I'll just keep screaming into the microphone. I love when you do that.
Looks like we'll finally get to see Deathstroke fight. Well, more than he has, hopefully.
A legit Deathstroke fight, not just him like beating up people, but more just like beating up bums. I want to see him and Ollie throw down.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. What about you, Al?
I did watch last night The Wizard. That's Tim's jam.
That is my favorite movie of all time.
Dexter didn't see it. My girlfriend didn't see it. So we figured why not watch them watch a 90-minute Nintendo commercial.
That's pretty much all it is.
It's so bad.
If you get the reference, you're awesome. If you don't, go fuck yourself. So...
beyond that, though, I really have to catch up with How I Met Your Mother because it's in the last episode is tomorrow. So I want to at least see how it all ends. Beyond that point,
that show's been on for way too long.
I just wish I could just skip to May because I freaking can't wait for the Jack Power Hour. Some 24 action.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm more excited for Mad Men season 7.
You son of a bitch.
Jack kind of faded to the recesses of my memory.
He'll come back.
Oh, let's hope so.
Who are you working for?
At least he's back to making good stuff.
That's true. He was randomly in that.
Pompeii movie.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. I like him as Snake though. I like him. I'm glad that they.
I don't mind him. Like I don't understand like the whole uproar over them switching from Hader to Sutherland, but I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You been watching anything else?
Beyond that, what else have I been trying to watch? Obviously, I've been watching The Walking Dead, which my suspicions is that something's got to give. Someone's gonna.
Oh, someone's totally gonna die tonight.
Yeah, I don't see it playing out. Like, two things that are gonna, I think, happen. One, someone definitely significantly dies in this episode, and two, like I was telling Chris before the show, that they finish one way or another, or at least give you good detail as to what happened to Beth.
Spoiler.
Yeah, they don't do that, and we'll, I'll be kind of dissatisfied by it. Let's see. A few weeks ago, I got into it, and it was the most random things. It was called Game of Arms, and it was an AMC.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's about fucking arm wrestling. How riveting is it gonna be? It's like we're gonna show these fucking meatheads like hitting fucking monster truck tires with sledgehammers, and then they arm wrestle.
One of them's just a drunk, and he like threw up before the match.
Dude, that's the thing I don't get about AMC is like they have some of the most like just fucking premier like serialized dramas in the history of television. Like Breaking Bad, I can go on for days about Breaking Bad, Mad Men, Walking Dead, The Killing. That new show Turn that's coming out actually
that looks actually really cool.
Yeah, like Comic Book Men. They have such good shows, and then they get fucking this garbage.
It's because every network I've come to find has to appeal to the stupid reality viewer, which I know this is terrible, but I even throw myself into that fold of sometimes getting hooked onto something. I haven't seen it since I only watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and it was intriguing, but I think to sustain viewership, there's no way that's gonna sustain
I just don't
viewership past the
fucking
first
understand
season.
I don't get who that show's for though. It makes no sense.
On a quick, completely different side note, speaking about watching things, I know this is kind of different, but saw the trailer for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not as concerned about it as I once was. Now that I actually seen what the fucking movie's gonna look like, I'm actually like, that doesn't look half bad. So I'll definitely go see it.
One of my friends was in an uproar over the fact of like they should be short, and I was like, I think they're actually kind of cool being tall myself. It's ooze. It's a mutation.
Yeah, they're not that big. Like
They're like, I don't know,
They're
maybe like
tall, they're tall.
6 feet and change. I don't
they're
know.
taller, but it's not like they're not like fucking Bebop and Rocksteady. They're not like fucking 10 feet tall.
If you made them like shorter than April, then it'd be like, okay, like.
It is what it is. People, you're never gonna make everyone happy. So, but
I'm excited for it.
no, I think it's gonna be good. I'm definitely gonna go see it. It'll be the first time I think. I don't remember if I saw the original ones in the theater. I might have.
I never saw the first one. Unfortunately, I wasn't old enough to see TMNT 1, 2. I did watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 in the theater, unfortunately.
Poor soul.
Yeah.
It's like that time I went and saw Wing Commander. Ugh.
Eesh.
I actually took a girl on a date to go see Wing Commander. That was a bad idea.
You what?
I went on a date to go see the movie Wing Commander, the one with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh,
and
God.
Matthew Lillard.
Ah.
Fucking movie, what a shithole.
God save your soul.
What a fucking stinker. Anyways, I fucking had a pretty crazy week with watching stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of burn through them. I too watched The Wizard. We're not gonna talk about that again.
Mm-hmm.
Season 6 of Mad Men just showed up on Netflix, so that's gonna be ruining my life for the next couple of days. I did a marathon night. I watched Wolf of Wall Street and American Hustle on the same night. I don't recommend.
Impressive.
I don't recommend doing that.
It's like at least 5 and
It's over 5 hours
yeah.
of movieage. Watched Gravity.
Gravity.
Actually, a really good movie. I didn't know how it was all gonna play out. Watching more Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Burning my way through Indigo League. One thing, I don't know if you... Al, I know you don't, so I'm not going to bother asking you.
Sweet.
With the newer Pokemon series, why does Ash, like, never age?
I think it's because they don't want to.
They just, like is it...
They don't want to, like...
Are they, like, parallel universes? Because I watched one episode.
Yeah, like whatever it is, the first episode of, what is it, Black and White or
Yeah,
something.
that's the one I watched.
Yeah, they say like Ash is still like 10 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's because they want it to go on forever. Like initially, like when the series started, it seems like they wanted to evolve it over time, and now it's like they'll just keep doing the same series over and over to just keep kids watching. And
I just wish like they could have it where he just gets older and he gets like a 5 o'clock shadow. And he like gets like a wife and kids. He's like, "Get off my back, bitch! I gotta train my Pokemon."
Pikachu, bring me a fucking beer.
Ash, I loved you before. What happened? What happened?
Yeah. They could definitely make like a really dark Pokemon show. I would totally dig it.
AMC, get in on that.
Yeah, make something that's actually worth watching. Instead of your fucking arm wrestling show. Surprised like fucking Stallone doesn't like fucking produce that show. Arm wrestling, truck drivers, custody battles. They took the script for fucking Over the Top. Like, how can we turn this into a reality show? There's just a bunch of fucking degenerates who fucking arm wrestle for a living. Fucking. Ugh.
Watch them come after us.
Good, let them come after me.
you could probably outrun them. I mean, it's not what they train in.
Yeah,
So.
they arm wrestle.
This is Tim's call to arms.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll arm wrestle you. It's called I'll fucking run you over with my car. I'll wrestle that. Anyways. And last but not least, I started watching this new show. I don't know if you've heard about it, Chris. It's called Sword Art Online.
Yeah, I watched the whole first season.
Oh, all right, cool.
He has that on lockdown.
We'll actually be able to talk about it. I watched it like on a whim. I was just like, oh, it looks kind of cool. Like, it immediately reminded me of Dot Hack.
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
immediately. And actually, I don't mind it. Like, I'm like 5 or 6 episodes in right now. I actually kind of dig it. Like, I think I'm gonna see it through.
Yeah. This is kind of a spoiler thing.
Well, don't say it then, please.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, I think the concept is, if you haven't seen Sword Art Online, it's, when I first started watching it, like, well, even in, like, in the preview, like, I didn't really know how they were gonna kind of implement that whole, like, he's in a game and he needs to save everyone.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll give you like the fucking elevator pitch for Sword Art Online. It's an MMORPG where you like wear this thing, what was it called, Nerve Gear?
Yeah.
It's like a VR helmet, but it controls like all of your bodily functions and shit like that. And they only sell the game to 10,000 people, but once all 10,000 people log on the first day, like the creator of the game traps them in the game. So like they can't, like if they try to like leave the game, they die. If they get killed in the game, they die. If someone takes their nerve gear off, like their head explodes. Which I wish they would show, because like in the first episode, like within like a matter of seconds, like 200 people died or something. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a cool show so far. It's just kind of, I think if you've never played an MMO, then I think it's more up your alley. Like it's, for me, like I don't play MMO, so like for me, it kind of babies me. Like it's like, this is this cage, and you go to this dungeon, read this raid, and I'm like, so it kind of holds my hand, but I don't really care. I'm enjoying it, but Chris, tell me what you think without spoiling anything.
I mean, overall, I do like it. The action sequences are probably the best.
I agree. It's got really good combat scenes.
It's hard not to spoil anything though.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
I love when this happens and that happens, because this happened.
Everyone dies.
When this stuff happens, it's so badass.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all I've been watching. I'm pretty sure there's something I probably forgot, but
It seems like a pretty good list.
yeah, I watched a lot of shit this week. I kind of got caught up on things. There's only a few more movies that are in the red box I want to watch. But yeah. So, two quick new releases. That Elder Scrolls Online joint came out for PC. MLB The Show 14 came out for PlayStation 3 and PS Vita. Ragnarok Odyssey Ace came out for PS3 and PS Vita. And PlayStation Sports Pack Volume 1. It's MLB The Show 14 with NBA 2K14. It's like $90. So, not a bad deal if you haven't bought either of those games yet. It's kind of weird that they delayed the release of the PS4 version, though, of the show.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about, but...
I think it's coming out in May. So, that would have been a big game. Big seller. Because it's the only baseball game out. So...
This much is true.
Because that 2K game was fucking garbage.
Yeah, it's a good thing the license went away for that.
Yeah, that would have been no bueno. But randomly, quick. Well, we're gonna kind of get into our news now. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Something I just got an email. But
Tick tock, tick tock.
No, it was about Twitch. For Twitch, you can start doing they just started doing mobile broadcasting. So something maybe if you want to do, I don't think it's only for certain games, but I'll have to screw around with that on your phone because mine's like old and shitty. And
Yeah.
it doesn't really work well. I
play a lot of different things. There was another game I played for a while, but then just lost interest. Was NBA GM. That was kind of cool in the beginning to create your own roster, but
I was playing NBA Rush.
what? NBA Rush?
It's an endless runner with NBA players and you fight aliens.
What the hell? That's so weird.
Yeah. It would be fun if like I said, my phone's old and shitty, so like I download new mobile games and like they just fucking they rig like hard on my fucking phone, so I don't even bother anymore. But I saw that the Twitch thing. I definitely think we should check it on your phone. Like one of the games was like Asphalt 8 Injection or something. It's like, it's a racing game. So, but with that being said, we're gonna go into our news. Today on the news report, we have this. Yeah, this is gonna be our topic of the week, but it's also the first thing. Facebook has acquired Oculus VR for $2 billion.
$2 billion.
Yeah, they paid $400 million in cash, and they gave 23.1 million shares of Facebook to Oculus. So, I don't know. I've been trying to wrap my head around this all week as to why Facebook would buy this company. And I read a lot of stuff about, they're like, oh, you know, they wanted to acquire the tech, and they wanted the people who worked at Oculus, like just for like from an engineering standpoint, but that's a lot of money for a very niche product. You think about like how many people. First off, Oculus is going to cost $350. It only works on high-end PCs. So, I just don't know who the hell is going to buy this thing.
I mean, I think of three things that come to mind with this. First thing is the Kickstarter people that invested in that device.
Well, they have really no say. Like when you back something, that's
your own doing.
Well, no, it's you're pre-ordering something. Like with Kickstarter, there's no like you're buying an item.
Do you think they should give refunds though?
No, I don't think they're gonna do. It's the people who backed Oculus have no fucking say in that company.
That is true. I mean,
So like,
technically speaking, it's a donation. It's your choice to put the money in or not put the money in.
But the thing is, you get a product though. That's like saying if you went to GameStop and pre-ordered a game, that you should have a say in how that game like ends. It's like when you give money on Kickstarter, you're just essentially you're getting like an advanced pre-order on an item that doesn't even fucking exist.
Yeah. Second thing was. Second of three things, but the second thing was some of the games that they had, or some of the people that were developing games. It just doesn't seem like that's going to come to light anymore. Like the Zelda thing was kind of cool, and like some of the things. I mean, I guess they still will come out. I don't know, you know.
Well, our next news story kind of discusses that angle. But what's your third thing?
Third thing is it would be cool if they did like Futurama style or like the Chappelle Show where you basically go into like a virtual social network.
No. No. Facebook is fucking creepy and fucking invasive enough. No. I do not want a fucking VR headset for Facebook. And I honestly don't think that's their intention, but what do you think about this whole thing, Chris?
So I'm not totally familiar with Facebook. Did they have like games on there, right? That you can. Sorry. So Facebook has like games on there that you can play, right?
Yeah, they have baby games.
Okay.
They're fucking shit.
Farmville.
Yeah, they're like think of like a PC game that came out in like 1999. That's what every Facebook game looks like.
Yeah, so I guess I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I'm confused what they could possibly use this technology for.
We can rebuild it.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's just, and then people were like, oh well, you know, now Oculus is owned by Facebook, so Project Morpheus, like Sony's headset's gonna be like the new shit. That fucking thing's not gonna come out for like 3 years. And when it does, no one's gonna give a fuck. Like honestly, I just don't know who fucking cares about VR. Like I've seen some stuff. I've never worn an Oculus, so maybe, you know, maybe my opinion would change if I used it. But it's just like, it gives like I think it's the same thing as 3D. Like I've seen 3D movies and I walk out and I like fucking want to throw up. Like why would I want to wear a headset over my head that covers like my entire field of vision? I can't hear anything because I got headphones on. It's just like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I can see how the applications are cool for tech, but as a consumer product, it's targeting such a niche. Like we all buy, like, consumer electronics. Like, to a certain degree, like, we buy cool shit like that, but Like you, Chris, you even have like you have a monster PC. Like this is like all right. So you've overcome that hurdle. Like you need like a monster PC, and maybe monster is not the right word, but like you need a really good PC to run this thing. So like you're there, but it's like, do you even have an interest in this at all?
Not at the moment. I mean, I'd have to find some way to try it out, and obviously whatever you're using it with would have to be.
I'll buy you one when it comes out. And I'll just get motion sickness and throw up on each other.
Our don't bothers will just be us throwing up. Don't bother with this headset.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so real, bro.
Oh my god.
Fuck, the baby mammoth's coming at me.
Yeah. Duck under the fucking vulture. It's gonna get you, but yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I read a bunch of stuff. There was a whole bunch of opinion pieces went up. You know, I guess the people who actually do care about this were kind of in an uproar over it. They're like, oh, they're gonna fucking ruin it, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, who gives a fuck? It's really when it comes down to it. It's like I when I first heard about Oculus, I was just like, why are we going down this road again? Like, there's VR headsets have been around forever, but it's just like, why are we going down this road again? Like, do people really think that this is the future of gaming? Because if it is, then I'm just gonna stop.
It just like they force the whole VR on people now, thinking like it's gonna be successful. Google with Google glasses and Sony and obviously the Oculus stuff, and it's just
It's a fad. Like I just don't. It's like 3D. It's gonna go the same way as 3D, except I don't think it's ever gonna be affordable as 3D is.
I think holograms are cooler. That's me personally, but
Yeah, like you can like 3D. Like the technology has gotten so cheap, and they've basically made like you could buy a 3D TV for $400 now. Like when the 3D TVs first came out, they were like absurd. They were like fucking like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. They're like 4K, but it's at least 4K has application.
I don't find the need for it.
No, but yeah, this is the next news thing was Notch, Marcus Notch Pearson, the guy who owns Mojang, canceled the Oculus version of Minecraft after Facebook bought him, and he said because Facebook creeps me out. And he says that Facebook is an inconsistent platform, like their focus shifts too much, so he doesn't want any part of it. So I think that came down to what you were saying earlier, Al, about like people who are like doing like conceptual stuff with it are just going to be completely like maybe cast aside now, which is unfortunate. But money talks, I guess. So
That it does. That it most certainly does.
this next news piece I found to be fairly amusing. Anti-violent game politician Senator Leland Yee of California got indicted on charges of corruption and bribery. Hey, Leland. You're a fucking dirtbag.
This shit pisses me off because politicians in general always go towards the masses on particular issues. So it's like, oh, what's the hot topic of the month? Oh, let's just hate on video games. And then they get, they build up this audience so that they can build up their voters. And then, a few months down the road, this happens and it just totally, completely brings them down and it just collapses on them, which I love.
No, I love when shit like this happens because it goes to show that like these people, like these fucking crazy evangelists are like, video games are the devil. Everyone who plays video games is going to hell. And then this fucking douchebag gets fucking arrested on charges. Like, this guy's a fucking scumbag. This is why, like, I'm not against video game legislation, and I do agree with the ESRB. Like, I think there should be, I think there should be things in place to prevent, kids. Like, I worked, we've all worked in retail to some certain extent. It's like, some of the shit you see in like a GameStop is horrifying, where like a mom's buying his like 8-year-old kid fucking Grand Theft Auto. It's like, should that kid be able to play Grand Theft Auto? Yeah, when he's old enough to understand that the things that are happening in the game are not real and like they shouldn't be emulated. Like when I was a kid, I used to like, I knew it was a fucking video game, but like didn't stop me from wrestling or acting like I was Ryu from Street Fighter and like throwing shit at my brother and punching him and kicking him and playing, you know. It's like, you don't think, it's not so much the fact that like you can't make that association that the game's not real. It's just...
It just irks me. Like, I feel like... I'm going to get heat for this, but I blame the parents for the whole violence in video games issues, because if your parents, as a parent, you should be smart enough to, if you really care about your child, you know, wanting to not become a violent person, etc., you know, then you should be smart enough to regulate what exactly media they are surrounding themselves with. Now, yes, obviously they could go to a friend's house, play that violent video game, but at least in the house that you are in charge of, like, get up to speed, know what game, like, if your kid comes to you and is like, I want to get this game, go on the internet,
You don't even have to
check
do
out the
that.
game.
Read the fucking case.
I mean, there's just such a easy way to identify now. Like, they have the ratings for the games, you know, like, I don't understand why this is still an issue. Like, it's baffling. Like, it really just baffles my mind in the sense that there's just too much easy ways to find out if a game is suitable or not suitable for a child, you know? And to just throw the blame onto something instead of understanding that, hey, maybe it's my own fault for watching them, you know, having them watch a rated R movie, or maybe it's my own fault because I bought Grand Theft Auto and I had no idea what this game had anything to do with. No, it's your own fault. You bought the game. You should have had an idea of what you were buying for your child. Are you gonna buy your kid a pack of cigs at 16 years of age? No, because you have an idea of what the hell the pack of cigs does. I'm sorry, it just it really just
But I don't know.
it pissed me off. I mean, do you guys feel that way at all?
I completely agree, man.
It goes with rap. It goes with rated R movies. All that stuff. It just gets thrown in, and it's just an easy vice for people to blame.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's like, guy goes into supermarket, fucking shoots 30 people. Oh wait, we found a copy of Hitman 3, Hitman Contracts in his bedroom. Fucking video games. That fucked him up. That one game fucked him up because that guy had no other problems in his life before he played Hitman Contracts. He just decided to fucking shave his head and go into supermarket and fucking murder everyone. But there was that one video game. That's what sent him over the edge. That's what I'm saying. People don't want to take responsibility. And parents who buy their kids fucking M-rated games are fucking lazy. You don't have to do fucking anything. Can you read? You pick up if you bought your kid a movie, like Al said, you're going to look at the rating. Oh, it's rated R. The kid shouldn't be playing that. You pick up a game that says fucking M17 plus on it. Should fucking little Billy be playing it? Probably fucking not.
All you have to do is read the back.
Hookers, guns, murder, nudity? Sure. It's a video game, right?
My kid needs to learn about those things.
Yeah, that's why there's, like, if parents just fucking, even, like, just not be inept for, like, fucking 2 seconds.
There's just 50 other variables that can coincide with a child's upbringing and how they end up. You know, it could be the parenting, it could be the environment, it could be, just genetics. It can be a multitude of different things, and it just
figure it out. But
it's unfortunate. Chris, thoughts?
I don't really have anything to add. I mean, I completely agree with both of you. So
Yeah.
This next story's gonna get Chris a little hot and bothered.
Oh man, he's gonna go on an Al rant.
No. NVIDIA debuted the GTX Titan Z.
Oh right, the $3,000.
$3,000 graphic card.
Yeah.
It's been designed to work with 5K.
I didn't even know that's such a thing.
I didn't even know 5K was real, but apparently it is, and this card can handle it. So it's, yeah, I don't get it. It has 12 gigabytes or some fucking, I don't know. It was all gibberish to me.
Yeah, 12 gigabytes of video memory. That's insane. That's like more than most standard computers.
Yeah, that's like that card alone. You can buy like a fucking just insanely good computer. I was looking at one that was like 1,500, and I thought it was good. But this graphic card is 3Gs alone, and they said that in the article I read it. They said that there was some website that was like building a computer that had 4 of those put together.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Like,
It's called Skynet.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
They're trying to build
it's
Skynet.
called a time machine. But yeah, no, I read that and I was just kind of like, don't get me wrong, like I like new technology like that. It gets me excited, but something like that just seems like it's completely unnecessary.
Chris, I always thought about this, like with something like that we just talked about. How long? So like they release it. How long, at least in today's market, would that last before it becomes quote unquote obsolete?
Roughly, I'd say roughly 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, technically, you could say as soon as you get it, it's obsolete because they're already working on something better.
Hmm.
But the average time frame is about 6 months. Yeah.
That's wild.
So you'll probably see the whatever Titan GTX Z2 or something within that time frame.
Yeah.
And then I'll buy the Z.
Yeah, because it'll be half the price, 1,500.
Right. Just even thinking about that, it's disgusting. But yeah, who knows? Moving on. The first piece of Titanfall DLC was announced. It's going to be $10. New modes those will be available with pre-existing content, and the new modes will be free. But no date has been announced yet. But yeah, it's gonna be $10.
I keep hearing like the monsters are going to be involved or something, like the creatures and the environments are going to have some sort of impact, but I don't know if that's true or not.
That'd be cool. Like I know, like I think all of us sitting at this table were kind of riding this like Titanfall high, and like I still think it's a fine game, and I'm still gonna play it. And I know they just made some adjustments to to kind of, I remember you were talking about how the thing that irritated you was like inconsistent matchmaking. They're actually they've made some adjustments, so it's actually like the matchmaking is much better. Like I've been getting paired up with like more consistent like people in my skill range.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I had intended to get back to that game hopefully this week. So
Yeah, I think it's something that's gonna be fun to play, but like I think I kind of just put way too much time into it initially. Like I just played the crap out of it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see, where this DLC leads to,
Hopefully it's kind of meaty. Like $10 for it better not just be like a couple maps, which I get the feeling it's gonna be. That's what like I don't know.
I don't know when you say new game mode.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with it because, like, I think I've kind of hit my threshold with it. Like, it's still fun, but I want to see what else they can do.
Would you be like aching for like a survival mode or something like that?
Jesus. I think something like that would be cool if, like you said, with the monsters, if they were able to kind of maybe do like a quasi horde mode or something. I think it would be cool where you could like, because they already have like the maps are set up. They have like stationary defense, so like if you could do something where it's like you can set up more turrets and shit like that, I think it'd be cool. But yeah, because didn't you say that like they were supposed to have like some like fucking Godzilla monster in it or something, like some like huge ass like kaiju?
Something like that. I mean,
sweet.
You can see like when they have the commercials, like they have like the freaking like looks like an AT-ST or AT-AT like from Star Wars. Like it's like a giant walking beast of a creature. And that'd be cool if like the thing just walked in the middle of the stage and just started like causing mass chaos.
I thought I remember seeing gameplay where like I can't remember what the name of the map is, but it's kind of like a desert-like area, and there's things flying overhead. I thought I remember seeing one where one like swooped down and grabbed somebody.
Oh no, yeah, I saw. Yeah, like the big pterodactyl things.
Yeah.
I saw him grab a grunt and just like chuck him.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. I was like, what the fuck? But the thing is stupid is like I wish like I know you can shoot those things, but they don't die, do they?
I haven't actually tried.
No, I've tried fucking killing them. I don't think they die, and it's all like I feel like it's like pre-scripted because it's like it seems like way too like fluid for it to like have been kind of like randomly generated.
I wish it was like the chickens from Zelda, where you could just like shoot them a bunch of times, and then hundreds of pterodactyls would just come after you.
Or if you piss them, like maybe not hundreds of them, but it's just like one big fucking pterodactyl comes out and just tries to like, go nuts. That would be a cool Easter egg, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. But they got to do something with it. I think that they might have reservations about kind of going into the whole aliens thing just because of or like doing monsters and creatures because of what Call of Duty is doing with like the extinction mode.
Yeah, everybody rips off somebody. Call of Duty ripped off somebody else, so it's all fair. Speaking about that, very quick, did you hear about the crazy thing where Call of Duty's gonna have like DLC where it's gonna have the Predator in it?
Yeah, I heard about that. That looks pretty sweet.
That was interesting. That caught my attention.
It was a Ghost that had Michael Myers in it?
Yeah, it was like some Halloween special, which I'm curious. Now I want to actually see videos on it, just for shits and giggles.
See, Call of Duty should have done that before I lost interest in the series.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they'll slowly like reel me back in, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. At this point, Call of Duty's pretty much dead to me. I think Ghost was just, I'm not gonna say it was the last straw, but it was just, you can only take so much of the same shit, and Ghost actually kind of made the series worse, in my opinion.
Well, it's like all these games run into cycles. I feel like eventually things are gonna die down with every franchise. I mean, like look at like World of Warcraft. It was huge, and then it just like completely stalled out after a few years. And then look at like the Tony Hawk series. That was like huge, and then they just kept pumping them one after another after another.
That comes down to saturation, like with with Tony Hawk and Guitar Hero, all those games. World of Warcraft though still has a pretty solid like user base.
But I mean, from like 07, 08, like that audience,
it was,
yeah.
Yeah, it was well even earlier than that. 2000, the game came out in 2004.
True, yeah.
So it's like the game just fucking caught wildfire, but yeah, just when it comes down to it, it's just I don't know. It wasn't like the last Call of Duty game was just kind of like it didn't really do it for me, and like I didn't like. I don't know. Just the game, the balancing was awful. The controls. Some people are like, oh, they all play the same, but it's like there are like if you play Call of Duty a lot, like you can see the subtle differences in how the games play and perform, and like hit zones and just the weapon balancing and stuff like that. And with Ghost, it was bad. Like I got frustrated really quickly.
I just feel like history repeats itself. So eventually, at some point in time, that game or that series is just gonna hit a lull point. Maybe it might not be Ghost technically, but some point, sometime, people are just gonna get tired of it. It's just.
Well, I think that time is now, and I'm not saying that necessarily just because of Titanfall, but like Call of Duty never went on sale, ever. Like the only time Call of Duty went down in price is when the next Call of Duty came out. And even then, it was still like outrageously overpriced.
Marginally less.
It'd be like, oh, it's not $60 anymore, it's $50. But then, in a week or two, we're going to come out with Game of the Year edition for last year's Call of Duty, and we're going to charge $60 for it. So, I don't know. It's Ghost, like, it came out 4 months ago. And
God, I feel like it's been out for freaking like a year or two.
No, it came out last November.
That's the point. They come out with just too much crap for it.
Well, it came out, exactly. Like, it's still, like, they still want to keep it fresh, and like, they don't want to lose mind share. So, like, it's like, when it seems like it's starting to kind of drift off, they're like, boom, Predator. We don't know how we're going to use it, but Predator. But it's what they do, and it's a smart tactic, but, like, the fact that you can go almost anywhere, maybe not like big box retail, but you could go anywhere and you can do, like, you could find it, like, you go on Amazon almost any time, you'll find Call of Duty Ghost for $30, which is fucking insane. Like Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Well, PC is probably even cheaper, but I don't know.
Moving on.
Speaking of aliens, Alien Isolation has a release date. It's coming out October 7th.
curious about this game because it has to involve the Alien franchise, but I shit my pants in fear very quickly, so I don't think this is suited best for me. It looks terrifying. I watched the trailer and I was like, I'd love to play this, but I can sometimes get creeped out in video games pretty quickly. So
No, I'm actually pretty pumped for this game. Just from even the tech demo like not tech demo, but like kind of like that vertical slice they showed. No, I think the game has promise, but I think with this game, everyone is kind of, I'm not gonna say be apprehensive, but we're not gonna get Aliens Colonial Marine again. So it's like,
that's good. That's very good.
well, I'm not saying that it's not gonna, like, this game. Every game has the potential to be bad until it comes out and it's been played, but I think people aren't gonna like. I know a bunch of people who ran out and bought Colonial Marines just because they thought it was gonna be a game and it was fucking garbage.
That's the unfortunate thing is sometimes like a game developer will come out with something like a completely different game company will come out with something and it'll totally ruin that like franchise, like even if it's like a licensed game. And then another company will be like, "Oh, well, we got this other Aliens game coming out." No, 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 it has nothing to do with Colonial Marines. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, please, don't worry. And people are like, "Fuck you. We have such a bad taste." I mean, Chris, can you kind of feel that, like with, sense that as being in the field that you are, like where, one company will try to do their spin on a franchise or something or a game, and then another company will try to do like a different spin on it, and because of what happened in the past, it affects what happens in the present.
Sort of. I mean, I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to that. Like, people rip off. Well, I wouldn't say rip off, but they take something and slightly change it and use it for their own, like, all the time. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you see with it, Tim. I mean, it's unfortunate that Colonial Marines, people got pumped up by it, and then it just totally failed. And then this game's coming out. I mean, don't you think that has some sort of impact? Like, what?
Well, there's definitely like the well's been poisoned, but it's up to like this game. Yeah, like I said, people are gonna go in with a certain level of apprehension. Like a game could look amazing, but you know what? Colonial Marines looked amazing when they were showing it off. So that's a whole different fucking thing to deal with that. I could rant about that for a while because with what happened with that game, it was
messed
up. It was kind of fucked up. So, but yeah, no. When it comes to Alien Isolation, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not gonna run out and buy it. Like I almost went out and bought Colonial Marines, and I'm really glad I didn't.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like duking them forever.
With Isolation, it does look like they're trying to stay truer to the survival horror, or like trying to stay true to the tone of the movies, at least. More so than Colonial Marines, which, well, tried but failed.
Yeah, don't you play as Ripley?
Her, you play daughter, I think,
Yeah,
Amanda or something. Amanda Ripley. You play as the daughter of Ripley, and you try to find out what happened to your mom. I don't know how far after it is though. One last thing, at least I'll say, in regards to all of this, the whole Alien and whatnot franchise. My opinion, the best Alien franchise was Alien vs. Predator for the PC back in like the mid to late 90s. That stuff was crazy. It had everything: action, horror, suspense. Like, like you would walk down a corridor and you'd just be like, boop, 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 and you didn't know what the hell was going on. That was awesome. And unfortunately, I don't know why, but no other game developer can't seem to kind of come out with something similar to that. But
Well, I think like the Fear games were kind of like that.
well, I mean, just like taking that like the Alien vs. Predator franchise and like I guess rebooting it in like much better graphics. Like
they tried.
Yeah.
It was Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was an AVP game on like 360, and it was fucking. It was awful.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Careful what you wish for.
I guess.
We're gonna kind of burn through. I'm gonna skip these next couple. I don't think it even matters. I'll just say these are kind of inconsequential. I just kind of wanted to fill it out a little bit, but yeah, I'm just gonna burn through these. Fuck 'em. All right, Seth Killian. If you know who he is, he worked at Sony Santa Monica. He used to work at Capcom. He worked on PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. He founded the Evo Championship Series. He has left Sony Santa Monica.
A lot of people are leaving Sony.
Yeah, I don't know. This stuff, it used to bother me more, like, because I was just like, I didn't really know what was going on, and I thought, like, the video game world was like, about to, like, crash. I was like, why is everyone leaving video games? But then I just came to the realization that that's how this industry works. People move around. And Chris, didn't you say you worked with a guy who, like, worked for a different company every 2 years? His, like, entire life. He just keeps moving around.
He is the nomad.
Yeah. Physical representation of the Sega nomad. I remember you telling me there was some guy you worked with who I think you even said he worked at IGN, and he was just like, yeah, man, I have a different job every like 2 years or 3 years. He said he just like moved all about. He just didn't stay in one place. I could be making this up, but
Yeah, I can't really remember this.
never mind.
This could have been a drunk conversation.
Nix that from the record. Wii U's finally getting GBA games on the Virtual Console. First game's coming out in Europe next week. Sounds like you're pissing out.
Shh, don't worry about it.
Almost over.
Yeah, almost done.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to leave the room this week, so just pissed in a cup under the table.
It's like NASCAR. I have this set up just right.
I'll just has a fucking colostomy bag taped to his leg. Yeah, as I was saying. Advance Wars is the first GBA game coming out on the Virtual Console.
Woohoo!
Yeah, sweet. None of us on Wii U's. But, I don't know. I've considered buying Wii U.
I thought you were on the campaign of FU Wii U.
No. I'm not opposed to it. I still think it's too expensive.
What would be... Okay, this is a good question. What would be, for both of you, actually, I'll start with you, Chris. What would be the enticing price drop that you'd be pull the trigger on a Wii U?
Is it $250 right now? $300?
$300.
I would say probably $200 if they still don't have any decent games, and like $250 if they had it bundled with decent games. So like decent games being like Metroid and.
$250 Smash Brothers.
That's not enough.
Okay, Tim.
Yeah.
I would need at least 2 games.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, it would have to be $100 price drop immediately, or they need to come out with a version that has a significantly larger hard drive. 32 gigabytes is fucking.
Well, do we
Look at
know-
this. Look at this thing right here. This has a 32 gig memory card in it. All right. Nintendo, stop being fucking cheap asses.
I haven't actually looked into this, but do you either of you guys know like how much space a game actually takes up? Like a save file for a game takes up on Wii U?
I'm not so much concerned about save files. I'm talking about like downloads. Like you download, like Wii U is what they use Blu-ray discs, don't they? They don't play Blu-ray movies, but I think they're on Blu-ray discs.
That's kind of weird. but
Some of
okay.
those, well, so I'm saying like some of those games are huge. Like I know like there's certain games that aren't that large. Like I know Zelda, the Wind Waker download was only like a couple gigs. But yeah, you think about it, like you could tap that thing out. Like remember how quickly you filled up your like 360 when the Pro one came out? It's like a 20 gig hard drive. It's
Yeah.
like it has like 13 gigs after like formatting and shit like that. It's totally absurd. No, $100 price drop, or give me a 250 gig Wii U for $300, because that's how much a 360 costs.
Yeah, I feel like 300 is an absurd price right now. For
Well,
the type of technology, I mean, beyond the only thing you're really paying for is the tablet. The system itself,
The tablet's like it's not even that good of a tablet though. Like I could see if like you open the box and you had like an iPad or like a nice Samsung quality tablet in there. But it's like one of those like shitty knobby tablets that you can buy at like Family Dollar.
Now I have to go to Family Dollar.
Well, it's like it's not like, it doesn't have a lot of weight to it. It feels cheap. It's like cheap and plasticky. Like it's not like, I can't believe that thing costs a lot of money to manufacture. If you can go buy an Android tablet, or you could buy like a Kindle for like $100. Like, I don't understand why that tablet controller costs so much money, and it's the same input. It's touch. I don't know. I think it's $100 price drop, and I'll buy one, and give me like 3 free games.
Just give me your entire library.
Give me 5 first-party games for free, and $200, and I'll buy it.
You actually pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you just send me one Nintendo, and I'll play it. And I might buy games for it. Alright, last thing we have on the list, and once again, I don't know why the hell I put this on the outline, but Halo Spartan Assault got a permanent price drop to $10. I still think that's too much for that game. I'm sure Chris agrees.
I do. I paid 15 for
yeah.
it because I didn't have anything else when I got an Xbox One. So
Yeah, that game should be like $5. You know what's fucked up? The PC and tablet, like the Surface version of it, is $7. Why can't we get it for $7?
yeah, that's weird.
Pricks. All right. Oh, we kind of burned through that. Well, that's what I wanted to do. All right, so we're on to fan-submitted questions and topics. If you want to be part of the show, you can write in on our Facebook page, Tap Gaming, or you can send us an email at tapgamingpress.com. Sorry, tapgamingpress@gmail.com.
Oh shit.
Fuck, we sent your email, it didn't work. Alright.
Like our Facebook page, alright?
Yeah, like our Facebook page, that can solve all your issues. Or you can tweet at us, at tapgaming. Follow us on Twitter. We need help on Twitter. Help us out. So, first things first. Will writes in with another good question.
Is there multiple questions?
We have one real question, and we have a fake question.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we'll answer the fake question first, get that out of the way. Dexter writes in and says, name what 3 alcohols taste worse together. And this is obviously him making fun of me, because on GameStack episode 2...
Whoa, hey, we haven't released that yet.
You'll see it. I forgot about that.
It's incentive to watch the episode.
Yeah, there's something funny on GameStack too. So hold up, I'm not gonna actually answer that. Sorry, Dexter.
Well, no. As a fake question, let's just say as a fake question.
I'll answer it next week.
Okay, that's fair.
So
I did have some things in mind, but
drop it in the bank. All right. So real question from Will. What is your favorite guilty pleasure game / game series? His is Dynasty Warriors. So start with you, Al, then Chris, and then I'll answer it.
so like one that's just bad that I play anyway, just to.
No, it doesn't have to be bad. It's guilty pleasure. Like, what do you play? Like, what's a game that like he likes playing Dynasty Warriors because he says it's amazingly enjoyable and it's mindless killing sprees.
Mine was 2 of them. NFL.
You get to pick one.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
Um.
I'm gonna make it difficult for you.
All right, then I'll just choose the one that I played the most, and I can still play and pop in. NFL 2K5 on the original Xbox was, and still, in my opinion, is
Best football game ever made.
best football game ever made. I don't even care. As crazy as it is, like, it's tough to go back to like original Xbox games and 64 games in general and just pop it in and be like, oh yeah, because like the graphics are the first thing that hit you. But it was like the mechanics. It was just so beautiful. Like, everything just flowed perfectly with that game.
Well, I think with 2K5, though, is like... First off, if you play it on an Xbox, it runs in HD. So, it looks nice. but also the game looks clean. Like the problem with playing like old sports games that aren't like pixel art, if you go back and play like Madden 2001 on PS1, it looks like shit because it's all like pixelated blobs just like fucking running into each other.
Yeah.
It just looks really bad. But that's unavoidable. That's why 3D games don't really age that well. But 2K is just clean, man. It just looks nice and it plays well. You know? And that's the biggest thing.
They just did so many like awesome things with it before anybody else did it. Definitely before anybody else did, which was like, and yeah, they could have refined it, but the fact is they did it first was like having like interviews, like post-game interviews, and then like when you play a season, like Chris Berman will do like the highlights like each week for every game, and there was just like a lot of innovative things that they did in that one particular game that I don't know, it's really cool. Like even if you were to like do like a franchise mode and like when you draft, they have like Mel Kiper, who's an analyst for ESPN, like evaluating like these up and coming picks.
So is this really a guilty pleasure? It sounds
I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyways,
I was gonna say Dead or Alive 3.
I think that's more in line with what Will was asking.
Well, that's why you said I wanted 2, but fine, I'll say Dead or Alive 3.
All right, Chris.
So my answer is going to be the same as Will's, which probably doesn't surprise you.
No, not at all.
So, yeah, I mean, I do love Dynasty Warriors. I know, somebody will come up to you and be like, "What's wrong with you? Why do you love that game?" It's like, yeah, it's mindless violence, but it provides sort of like the same brain draining effect that you get when you watch television. I don't know. That's probably my best explanation as to why I like it so much. Because I mean,
just unplug. You don't have to do anything.
You're just hitting like square and triangle over and over again. There's literally almost no thought involved.
Square triangle. No sue.
Yeah. The story is pretty much the same thing over and over again. So, although they try to tell it a little bit differently each time, but yeah.
It's actually gonna be kind of difficult for me to think of something off the fly that
I think the easiest thing I was gonna say is now that I think about it, the question is like arcade games. So like for me, it would be WrestleFest. I could totally do WrestleFest over and over
I
again.
think guilty pleasure, that would be
LA Machine Guns.
Yeah, LA Machine Gun. That's up there. Probably I don't know. I'm trying to think of stuff that I played recently that is kind of falls into that camp. Probably like it's really not a good answer, but Bit Trip Runner. I don't know what it is about that game. It's just like it's a good game, but I could just play that game like for hours.
Dead Island? I don't know.
Dead Island, I guess can kind of fall into that category too. But I don't know. It's like when it comes down to like just the games like that, I don't know. It's difficult. I should have thought more about that question. Sorry, Will. You got 2 decent answers. So, but yes. Also, but we're gonna go into our first ever fan submitted trivia question.
Shit.
Which I will be moderating, and these two are gonna have to. This is also.
Oh, so there's multiple questions.
No, there's one question.
Oh shit.
Unless we do one question a week. If you want your question to be read on the show, send it to tapgamingpress@gmail.com. And put in the subject line trivia question. And put your name so I can give you credit. This one comes from Will. Which NES game did Kenji Inafune, godfather of Mega Man, not work on in some capacity? There's 4 multiple choice answers. First, A is Chippendales Rescue Rangers. B, DuckTales. C, Yo, Noid. D, Darkwing Duck.
Damn, he worked on a lot of Disney's
Well, Capcom did all the Disney games. So, do you guys need time to think, or do you want me to read the answers again?
Read the answer one more time.
A, Chippendales Rescue Rangers. B, DuckTales. Or C, Yo, Noid. D, Darkwing Duck.
I'm gonna go with D, Darkwing Duck.
My guess is C.
The answer is D, Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck! I love that show. Thanks, Will.
Good question, Will. Thank you.
Do I win something?
You get to be on the podcast next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not canceled.
You get to enjoy that beer you're drinking.
Good stuff.
All right, so that is the end. We have come to the conclusion. So if you like the podcast, like it here on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, Tap Gaming. Follow us on Twitter, @Tap Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter, @Tim_Utley. You can follow Al on Twitter, @AlPocalypseNow. And I might just make like a fake account for you on Twitter, if that's cool.
Okay.
I love that he's a ghost, though.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
Chris the Ghost at
Honestly, like someone like Chris in today's day and age is actually like it's actually fucking fascinating that he has literally like your only, and this is like me making like the most tenuous connection between it. Like your only social networking thing is like social media, and this is like I said really tenuous is Xbox Live, which I guess I don't know if you can even really consider that like a social platform. It is, but it's for gaming, so I don't think it really counts.
Just watch out, Chris. The more that you become off the grid, the more people are going to get into it, and the more you may become a hipster. Just forewarning.
Ah, crap.
You don't want to be a hipster.
Chris just goes home and makes like 4 Facebook accounts, 8 Twitters, 6 Instagram accounts.
I swear to God, if I see you drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon, it's all over.
We can't be friends anymore. But all right. Thank you for watching the show, and we will see you next week.
Peace up. 8 Town.